Hi guys. So today I'd like to talk about the drum synths in Ableton 10.1, Ableton 10. The great thing about Ableton is it's all you need to make a track. You don't need fancy plugins, you don't need to buy anything else and get obsessed with buying other things. So if you only need one thing to produce your music, just use Ableton. It comes with great plugins, in my opinion. They all sound awesome and you can do anything with them. And you don't have to worry about millions of drum samples. You can synthesize your own sounds with the DS drum synths. Here's the old ones up here. This is a Max for Live. These are Max for Live devices. So let's throw one on the track by dragging it over. Actually, I see a lot of people doing that. Well, what we should do, let's drag a drum track over to the MIDI channel. Go to our Max for Live devices. Drag the DS kick to C. Let's not do them all in one video. That'd be a huge video. Let's add the claps to C sharp and the hi-hats to D1. We'll go over 3 of these today. If it's successful, maybe we'll do another video on the rest of them. So we can open up our drum track channel. We can see them. Each one is on its own channel. So let's hear some audio. Let's put a kick on the one. So right here we can adjust the pitch, and right now let's put it to E. E is 41.2 hertz. So to make fine adjustments, you can hold the shift key and then I'm using the mouse to raise up frequency to 41.2. There we go. So this is a sine wave. And so this is a modulated sine wave. And we have all these parameters we can play with and make kicks sound however we need them to sound. It's really good in electronic music to pitch your kicks. It's very, very important, actually, especially if your music's playing in a club. And that low end, if it clashes with your bass line and your pitch of your kicks different from your bass and the rest of your song, the whole song's gonna fall apart. So pitch your kicks. It's just too easy, especially with a kick synth like this. So now we're at E. We can add some overdrive with this slider. Very cool. Get some distortion on that thing. Get crazy with it. Just put it way down. Add a little bit of a flavor. And we can use the OT overtones to add harmonics, almost into ring modulator mode. This attack slider lets you smooth out the sound of the kick. Smooth out the sine wave. Awesome, right? Look at that, listen to that. Sounds killer. Add some compression to that. That's tough sound. You know, you're gonna search for a kick drum that might have this flavor, but can you tweak it even more? A wave sound? You can. I love samples, but I also love drum synths. Alright, I'm getting carried away. Let's go back to clean sound. So we can add a click to create a transient on that kick drum. I like to layer samples myself. If you could adjust this click a little bit more and tweak it, add a sample to it, that'd be really cool, maybe in a future update. But I like to take a sample and layer it with a kick synth. I think that's the perfect combo for me. We can adjust so we can adjust the decay time, which sets the length of the kick. The envelope sets the pitch modulation, which basically will add punch or take away punch. So if we lower this, we have a little teeny kick going on. This will add some punch to it. So let's lower it, probably do about there. The volume, we can adjust the volume obviously. And generally with kicks, you don't want your kick, I see this a lot, people making this mistake, you don't want your kick obviously clipping the track channel, but you don't even want your kick at 0 or -1 or -2 or -3 or -4. You want it at about, in my opinion, -8, -6 to -8 to -10 dBs. I'll put it at -8. Leave yourself some headroom. You don't want the kick itself coming out and slamming your master channel all by itself without any drums. That's a common mistake, and it'll drive your compressor too hard and create all sorts of problems. So that's good. 9. All right, so that's an overview of that kick. I think you know everything you need to know about that. Now, next we will program a clap so we can hear something going on. Let's add a clap. All right, beautiful. Let's lower that. Let's not lower the fader. Let's lower the volume output of it. So this is a great synth, drum synth, clap synth, to help you shape your claps and create claps. What we have with the clap synth going on is we have a mix of a filtered noise and an impulse running through pan delayed lines. So this allows you to create all kinds of claps, from really tight small claps to big open organic group of people clapping, which is super handy. So if we take this all the way down, make it more compact, as we raise this up, it raises the delay time between those pan delay lines to create a sloppier, more human feel. That's loose. And this tail adds a filtered noise to the impulse of the clap. You can hear that. That's a pretty cool effect. Let's go up to 100. You can hear that filtered noise coming through, adding a tail. Look at that. We have the spread slider. It sets the stereo width of the clap. So all the way down to 0 is mono, however you say it. All the way up to 100 will give you a widened stereo image of the claps. We have a tone slider, which is adding color to the clap. So this has less higher frequency content. As we go up, we'll add some higher frequency content to it. Old school. And we can tune the pitch of the clap. Pretty cool. Also nice if you add two of these claps on separate channels, two DS claps, separate channels. One of them's tuned 20%, one of them's tuned a little up, a little sloppy. Mix them together. You have a whole group of really organic sounding claps. Especially one thing I didn't talk about, which I can't believe I even kept looping, is you should not quantize your kicks. Yes, on the 1, 2, 3, 4, I think that's a good idea. Sounds great. But the claps and the snares, you should almost never quantize them, unless you're looking for a certain feel or you have some of them quantized, maybe not quantized. Let's bring these forward till it starts to sound weird. It's a little rush now, right? But let's move it back till we can't, till we don't notice. And then let's adjust this one so it's different. We want, if you quantize your claps and your snares and your kicks and everything's gonna hit the grid at the exact same time. At the 2 and the 4, your transients, you're basically gonna not hear your claps well. But if you do it this way, move it a little ahead of the grid or behind the grid, it gives a more organic feel. It'll let the clap or the snare or whatever it is pop out. Gives a totally different feel to the groove. It's like, I can't believe I left that going. I'm sorry, guys. Alright, so the only thing we haven't talked about so far with this is the decay. So this will set the length of the claps. Make all kinds of sounds, all kinds of different sounds. Very cool. All right, I think you get the idea. Let's check the levels. It's good. Next, let's add a hi-hat. Let's program a hi-hat line. How about that? All right, the DSHH. This is a blend of noise and sine waveforms together. So we have this first little toggle is some white noise, some pink noise. How awesome does that sound? This thing can produce all kinds of different hi-hats, from really tight little hi-hats to open, sizzling, shimmering hi-hats. So this is the tone slider, and it sets the high pass filter cutoff. So the more we lower this down to 0%, we're going to cut out some of the highs. Raise it up to 100, you're letting all the highs through. Let's go back to white, I like the way that sounds. And then you mix this with these. This is a so this part, the pitch knob part of this synth is sent through these filters, and these are resonant high pass filters with different slopes. It's a 12 dB slope, 24 dB slope, steeper, and this is the attack. Lets you adjust the attack of the overall filter. We have more attacky, tight, transient hi-hat. More of a shaker sound. Alright, so cool. Pitch. We have a delay knob. I'm sorry. We have a decay knob that sets the length of the hat. Yeah. So cool. Little tight hat. Love these synths. So I think that's probably enough for today. We don't want to learn too much in one day. We can talk about the clang, the DS clang, the DS cymbal, the DS FM, DS kick, DS sampler, snare, and tom. If you guys liked this video, we can talk about those in another video. So hit that subscribe button. There'll be plenty more tutorials in the near future. Thanks for watching.